So I have a really awesome microphone sitting on my desk. It's a Yeti mic, Yeti Blue mic, and it actually is blue. I have another one at my office, and it is a Yeti Blue mic, but it's actually black. A long time ago, I actually loaned my Yeti Blue, the blue one, to someone to do some recording. And when I got it back, the USB cable, the end of it, was bent, broken. Well, let me show you. So here's the cable, and you can see that it looks a little tweaked there. Let me turn it sideways. And now it becomes much more apparent what I'm talking about in terms of being broken. There's a little metal tab. It's kind of hard to see. Right at the very bottom where this goes into the plastic. Little detent or something on that metal that seems to have just kind of pried out from that black plastic. So what I'm thinking about doing is cutting along the side there and cutting along the side here. You can see it looks like someone's already tried to do it. Opening that up and seeing if I can get that to go back in, and then perhaps just kind of melting that plastic back together or somehow sealing it back up. Well, there you have it. That's basically what I'm up against. And I thought, well, worst case scenario, I have to buy a new cable. And truth be told, I have already bought a new cable. The problem with the new cable is it does work. It works well. But one problem is it's not nearly as long as this one. And so it kind of constrains where I can set my mic when I'm recording things. But anyways, thought I'd try it and maybe I'll bring you along. Alright, now that I have this kind of cut open, I can see that the damage is actually not just pulling that outside of the plastic, but if you look, you can kind of see that it's right here. It's kind of hard to see from this angle, but right here, that little tiny ledge on here, these two little pieces have actually come up out of this other metal piece. So really what I'm going to need to do is actually try to open that up a little bit, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do that without making it worse. So this cable may be kind of permanently deformed thanks to having been pulled on really hard and in the wrong direction, from the looks of it anyway. I'll keep kind of messing with it and see what I can do. Perfect. So now all I need to do is grab maybe a pair of needle nose pliers, pinch that little piece back down. Now that I've got that folded back up, that'll hold that in place, and then I'll have to reseal this, and I may just use electrical tape on it since, you know, it's mine. And you know, as a DIYer, you don't want to overdo it, right? So yeah, let me go grab some needle nose and see if I can pinch that back together. Okay, got my little needle nose pliers. I've had these needle nose pliers. You can tell they're well worn and used. I got these from my grandfather, who was quite a fisherman, and these were in his tackle box. And now somehow they've ended up in my toolbox. And I'm grateful. Let's see if I can get this to work. Alright, so again, the plan here is I need to fold that little piece right there to catch. I just need to bend those back to catch that top piece, hold it in place. Alright, I think I've got a hold of it. Squeezing it. Okay, got it. It's still kind of loose, but I'll tape it up and get a little bit of support around it by putting this plastic or whatever else this is back around it. Now, I'll do this probably off camera, but I made myself a little mini roll of black tape, of electrical tape. Took, in this case, you know, my rarely used 7/16 now that everything's metric, and I just used it to make a little mini roll of black tape there, electrical tape, so now I can just, you know, very easily swirl that around here. So I think I'll do that, and we'll see how this turns out. Alright, I have got this thing taped up pretty tightly. It's a little loose yet, but it's actually pretty good. So I think I'm ready to plug this thing in and test it out and make sure that it still works. Make sure I didn't like cut some wires in there when I was messing around with my little razor blade knife. Cheap little piece of plastic. Just use a mini screwdriver and then another mini screwdriver. This one actually is what I use sometimes to tighten up glasses and things like that. And then of course the Smith & Wesson pocket knife. Those are the basic tools that I used. And of course my needle nose pliers. Let's test this thing out. Alright, here is the test. So the mic is plugged in. You can see that it has the light on, so it's getting power. I have Audacity open here on my MacBook. I use Audacity to record a lot of audio when I'm just doing the audio. You can see that the Yeti is listed, so I'll choose that. Start monitoring. Hey, look, it's working. Let's try to record a little bit here. This is a test recording with the audio, or excuse me, the recording audio with the Yeti Blue mic with the repaired USB cable. Seems to be working. Let's do a little bit of bass and treble. And let's just see what it sounds like here. Let me check my volume. Yeah, it's loud enough, should be. This is a test recording with the audio, or excuse me, the recording audio with the Yeti Blue mic with the repaired USB cable. Seems to be working. There it is. So there you have it, folks. I was able to open up the wire casing there and was able to see where the little metal piece in there had actually kind of bent where it wasn't supposed to be bent. It came unhooked and I was able to repair it. So I did have a new cable just in case, but I think I'll keep using this one for as long as it'll work. And yeah, another DIY job done. And I guess I could even send that cable back, and then I can say that I saved myself some money. All right, see you on the next one.